Recording in progress.
Hello everyone, welcome to the first lesson in the May. Okay, if you are lagging, my advice is that log off and log in again, all right? Please, because today we have a lot of things to share on that. Okay, log off and log in again. Thanks. You are using iPad, is it? Winnie, please turn on your camera. Now, last week we talked about using this aim here to start off this so-called introductions of your essay, right? And then later, if we have time, I think so far there's only one person who handed to me your Mother's Day. Your Mother's Day poem. So as mentioned, hi Winnie. So what we're doing now is the introductions. I think Ziting, right? Where is Ziting? Ziting, you sent in the latest homework, huh? I just received it. So sorry, I got no time. It was the last minute. So thanks for your handing homework. So today, confirm your handing homework will be number 1. So we are going to look at how the introductions affect the atmosphere, the interest, start, motivate the readers to use the fist spot and suspend. Okay, all this. So we're going to take note of this one, just in case you forgot. Hi, Yipao. Good. Okay, so take note. This one we're going to go through the compositions later on. So I'm going to close this down. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go back to this. I know it's after a long holidays. Everyone is like, oh my gosh, going back to school, things like that, right? Understand. And then the test, the WA is coming in, that kind of things. All right, so today we're going to talk about collective nouns, leaderships, attitudes, and empathy. Okay, this is the month for May. We're going to talk about leaderships. And this is very important for all of you because after this year, okay, Hao Xuan and all of you listening, and okay, Susan, please bring down your Winnie also. Bring down Jiarong, okay, bring down this camera. In fact, this month is important because of leadership. Thank you so much, girl. And Ziting also. Leadership is very close to your heart because one day you're now Set 1. You'll be taking the leadership role later on in Set 2 and 3 and become vice presidents, or the team leaders and so on. And what kind of leadership attitude and empathy you're going to show to your team member, to yourself. And of course, this will give you a better head start in your future career. All right. If you can ask your daddy, mommy, all these are very super important. Leadership is really a key. Look at the word leadership here. Ready? I'm going to read out to all of you. What does it stand for? Ready? Leadership stands for lead everyone and don't expect return. Show how I perform. One more time. Leadership. Are you okay, Ipao? You're always yawning. You're going for learning journey again. No, okay. Leadership stands for lead everyone and don't expect return. Show how I perform. A very good example of leadership is like your daddy and your mommy. True enough. Hao Xuan, you've frozen already. Right, agree on Hao Xuan? Right. The leadership in your house is your mommy and daddy. Right. And then go higher level will be your grandparents. So next time, Hao Xuan, Zhonghen, and Yipao, you guys will be the leader in the family, of your own family. Same as Winnie, Ziting, Susan, Jiarong, and Ziyi also. Right. So what is really leaderships that we're going to talk about it later on. But first, okay, as you by now, Ziyi, if you know, we are going to talk about fist spot. That's what I meant here. Okay, favors, idioms, similes, okay, all this. Okay, every month or different lesson, we will add a bit here, idioms. After maybe next week, we have idioms, similes, and proverbs to enhance, ensure, and force your learning and to beautify your essay writing, your editing or whatever you're going to cover from paper 1 to paper 4, right? So this is the formula to use for all paper 1, 2, and 3. You need to know there are a lot of idioms and similes that sorry to say, all of you need to memorize. I think by now, some of you already know a bit about more than 50 or 60 or even 100 of idioms and similes and proverbs. By the time you are in Set 4, I think it will be safe enough to be more than a few hundred or even 1,000. That's supposed to be the way, okay, seriously. Okay, so what is leadership and attitude and empathy that we're going to talk about it later. So what I'm going to learn today applies, okay? So we're going to talk about, okay, what is the best definitions of empathy? Okay, what is the best definition of empathy? Can I have Hao Xian to read the definitions of empathy, then followed by Yibao. Okay, carry on.
Emotional research generally define empathy as the ability to sense other people's emotions, coupled with the ability to imagine what someone else might be thinking from you.
Thank you. So this is just a simple explanation of empathy. Okay, I want to ask Susan, when your friends, let's say, sorry to use the word, when your friend, let's say her pet passed away, kicked the bucket, her hamster died, do you show empathy or sympathy to her? Think first, Susan, think first. All of you, I want you to think, because by right, last month, you should take your student performance appraisal seriously. I spent, after every lesson, I spend time to evaluate all of you. Okay, Ipa, I sent to you also, right? The student performance appraisal. He said, sorry, okay, those of you with WhatsApp, Winnie also sent to you, right? So those of you with WhatsApp, you will receive it. At the same time, your parents will receive it. Okay, this is to help you to make sure you are the leadership quality. Okay, this is not here to say I don't like you, Ipa, so I put you feel, lousy. No, I will put according to your every lesson. So whatever you're performing now, is like turning on the camera, unless your camera got whatever reason, I trust that you are telling the truth. But if let me find out any one of you here lying to me, sorry. Okay, you know I don't like. So please give your best performance. This is not a school. This is your platform, 你的平台, okay, to showcase, right? How often do you go to school, have the chance to showcase? Seriously. All right, so I want everyone to put your best foot forward. Back to you, Susan. Sympathy or empathy when your friends, her pet passed on, kicked the bucket?
Empathy.
Why is it empathy?
Because I don't wait. I don't share the feelings too.
Huh?
Because I don't have a pet, so I can't feel the same way as she is.
So you empathize her, right? You console her lah. Oh, poor thing, I'm so sorry. Okay, so you don't have a pet. So let's say now your friend, okay, another friend, okay, she failed her result. I think in life we all have failed before, how we need agree. One way or another, we should fail our test before fear spelling. So then your friend tell you, Susan, this time I feel my test very badly, Tonight I dare not to go home with you. My mom was going to kill me. Okay, oh no. She passed. Susan, she passed. Okay, she scored 89 marks. 89 89 upon 100 and then she cried. Susan, you like, 89你鸡蛋糕你还我才拿80分，我高兴到你89你哭什么 ？OK， 浩璇、Winnie、一宝、子婷、嘉荣、华丽OK， 89 then she cried. She said, Susan, how? I dare not go home. My mom want me to score 90. If not, I cannot go home. I cannot eat. Are you going to sympathize her or empathize her?
I think none.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! Why? Wow, that's a harsh one, Susan. Why?
I don't know, because like if she scored higher than me, then why would I empathize her or sympathize her?
Bro, Susan, your good friend 他可能要这样你看他可能要这样要割脉
Oh, okay, then comfort her.
This girl too much 等到朋友要自杀才 empathize 不要这样过分
I think sympathize.
Okay, sympathy
Yes.
为什么Why?
I don't know.
Okay, good. No, this is not sarcastic, Susan. Children, in fact, I already started my lesson. I always like to use the real example for you guys to feel what is the meaning of sympathy, empathy. And like what the third one, Susan, I don't give a damn. You're 89, bloody hell, better than me, If my mother know that you got 89, I die, man. I'm not going to tell my mom you got 89. Siao. Correct. Bye-bye. Sorry, but this is your good friend. So you show sympathy. Okay, let's ask Zhonghen. Yes, Zhonghen. You S or E?
Sympathy, I think.
Sympathy. Why?
Cause like you can feel what your friend is thinking because she didn't get or he didn't get the marks he wanted.
Thank you, sir. Okay, any more? Let me get together all your answer before I give you my answer, okay? Okay, thank you. How about Jiarong? 小姐，我听不到。Sympathy 是可怜哦 ，empathy 是同情哦，对吗？ Go and Google, let me know is it true? Because I'm very confused. Sympathy 是可怜，对吧？
Sympathy is 同情 ，empathy is 你分享自己的感受。
我 test 好吗？ I'm Jiarong. Why you mute and unmute, mute and unmute? 你在玩 DJ 啊
No, I can't hear you. Very soft.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? So now, sympathy or empathy?
Sympathy.
Why?
Because I think she need help. Then I can feel how she's feeling.
I hear only the I can't hear right on. Like playing the music. 好像在玩 beatbox like. Okay, all right. I hear you lah. I understand. Please get your mic settled because everyone have to talk. Thanks. Okay, Hao Xuan, what about you? Sympathy or empathy? Yes, Hao Xuan.
Empathy.
Sympathy, why? I get back to you, Hao Xuan. You must tell me, Ziting, the S or the E?
S.
Why? Well, the way you say S. Yes. Oh, why? Why sympathy?
Cause like
Are you having a sore throat?
a little.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Okay. Then just tell me sympathy, quick one.
Cause like you feel bad for her, cause she getting punished. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Ziyi, what do you think?
Nothing.
You don't sympathize him. Let's say now your friend, you say, brother, I got 89， 我回家一定给我妈妈打了，给我妈妈骂了。then 你说为什么？我89分，你说因为我妈妈说要拿90分的，但我就是Ziyi怎么办？ So you don't care， Ziyi. Honestly, let's be serious. What do you think?
I comfort him.
You comfort him. Okay, fair enough. What else?
Then I think goodbye 了。
I think 就这样啊，拜拜。
Need to go home 啦。
Ask him to go home But he dare not go home. You say, Ziyi, I dare not go home. Can I go to your house and stay no? Then how?
Cannot.
Cannot. Walao, this called brother 难兄难弟嘞，这样 okay lah. Okay. No. Okay, Winnie, what about you? If your friend score 89 and his mom want him to score, want her to score 90 marks, you sympathize her or empathize her? Empathy. Empathy, why?
Not sympathy.
Or sympathy, why?
Because like sympathy is only like is it like caring about her?
Sympathy, you mean sympathy, 对吗?
Yeah.
Okay, show that kind of you feel for the person.
Yeah, but I just pretend I do, but I don't.
Pretend? Wow, no, 你不要跟他做朋友，他 pretend 的。开玩笑。
I cannot relate because like she got so high expectations.
Then?
Don't know how to like.
Yeah,
comfort
think-
her.
I think you are absolutely not wrong, Winnie. I think this is a society issue, not your issue. But I'm telling you the real story. Okay, last but not least, no, got two more. Muka, later will be your turn. Yibao, if your friend score 89 and the mommy want her or want him to score 90, then he cry in front of you. A girl, no, cry in front of you, Yibao. So how 你带他回家？还是男的你带他回家，OK. Okay, how? What is your plan? Sympathy or empathy?
Wait, so what is the question?
So your friend scored 89 marks, okay? Then he's crying, say 一宝惨了，我拿到89分，我妈妈要我拿90分，我这次回家一定给他打个骂。
Girl or boy?
Huh?
Girl or boy?
Okay, you decide 啦， you want boy or girl? Girl, you 安慰他，boy 你叫他滚蛋了。Okay, 啊，记得啊。So all the guys, if you score very badly, don't look for him. Okay, 一宝 what do you think? A guy 啦 ，guy.
安慰啊。
安慰啊 sympathy 啊 sympathize him 啊。Then girl will be empathy 哈。
No.
Have you ever come across these two words, right? Sympathy and empathy, Then you might get a bit confused, right?
For the primary, it's in my primary school value.
Okay, so today we're going to clear the air. Muka, what about you, Muka? Can you turn on your camera, Muka? Muka, do you receive my student performance appraisals that your parents received for last month? Muka, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. 你会同情你的朋友哭嘞，木哥，你的朋友拿89分，他哭，木哥，我拿89分，我妈妈要我拿90分，我惨了，我这次不敢回家，他一定打到我很惨的。你会 sympathy or empathy 他？ Before I review my answer. Yes, Muka. How should I even ask you? Yes, Muka. 在这种情况之下，你会怎么做 ？What will you do based on this situation like this?
我可以选什么？
你要 up to you， 这是你的选择，我不会逼你。
I mean， 就是我可以选什么？
你可以选 sympathy 还是 empathy 还是你隔岸观火 ？I don't care, it's none of my business.
就是 empathy。
empathy 啊 ，OK，为什么你会说 empathy 呢？就是这个字啊 ，empathy 啊，为什么呢？
because 就是他，也是就是差1分就已经拿到，就是他妈妈可以想要他去拿到的分数。
说得很好。还有吗？
没有了。
记住你们现在是中学don't give that kind of like answer, not confidence because there are more routes ahead to walk. When all the teachers, whether history, geography, maths, and science teacher, will arrow you with this kind of higher ability questions. And you have, by hook or by crook, to answer like an international leader student, not a Singaporean student. No, so don't worry, it's a good start. Okay, back to you, Hao Xuan. What do you think? Sympathy or empathy?
Empathy.
Why?
Because well, like I think I can kind of like sense his emotions over here, like kind of worried and a little nervous, and I think I can imagine how he's thinking about like but how serious the punishments will be, and
Yeah, that's all. Anything?
yeah.
That's all. Thank you. You can be a leader, Hao Xuan, but you are very hesitating leader. That means you are not very confident leader. But the words you use like imagines, I can feel, I can show that kind of feelings. You are absolutely right. Okay, Winnie, I like your answer. Ziting, I also like your answer. Muka, I also like your answer. Yipa, I also like your answer. In fact, all the answers are there. But that shows that I can detect some of you are already born to be a leader, are ready to be taking over the leadership. For me, it's about both sympathy and empathy. I sympathize her, Ziting, that she had this kind of stupid mother. Agree not? This kind of very demanding mother. I will use the stupid. True enough, right? 89 marks. Do you know a few years ago got this P5 student who did not get 90 marks or something like that? He jumped down from the building. 他跳楼自杀. It's a true story in Singapore. Okay. Is not really important than the health, the well-being of the students. Honestly, yeah, my generation, maybe your parents and my generation, we are very particular in marks. So I really sympathize that girl or that boy who scored 89 marks. I sympathize her because she has such a very unreasonable, right? Correct now, Hao Xuan? A very demanding mother, a very ridiculous mother. True enough, right? Right, just 1 mark only, no. So you see, if next time she make it in life, Susan, when she make it in real life, she will be that kind of concept, she will 做到最好的。可是在她身边 around his people, her people, may not be expecting her level. You are creating that kind of stress level to others. Agree not? Right, Ziting and Winnie, you agree, right? Right. So because 她从小都已经要这种 demanding. So 以后她出来社会做工 when go work in the society, she will have this kind, she will not sympathize people already. I can do it, why you cannot do it? You stupid, please get out, you're fired. Because you're any student, I'm Express, I'm IP, I'm from Harvard, you're lousy. So you get out. Seriously. All right. I have students who really tell me, Mr. Xiong, I cannot go home because I missed by 1 month. Because all my brothers and sisters are all from top school. I coming from this school, I have no face. Last year, I got this boy from Hwa Chong, IP student. He scored A2, no. So, he scored A2. Then he cried. So why you cry? Because today my birthday. Oh, happy birthday. But then why you cry? Because today my birthday. Because I did not get A1. My mother said I'm no good. Don't allow me to eat. Jiarong, can you imagine that you now, the screen in the Zoom, everyone was shocked. And I told him, that's sorry, please don't come to my class anymore. I cannot promise you A1s for that. So please go. Seriously, I really empathize him already. I empathize him because he's a very smart boy. He's a really very smart boy. Seriously. In my class, he will give a lot of ideas and talk. He just missed by 1 mark, Jiarong, but missed by 1 mark. I really empathize him. I'm not sympathizing. I empathize that he already put in so much effort, and yet he wants to force himself to do well, which is good. But because doing well, Jiarong, not for his own sake, for his parents' sake, never mind, it's okay. But to beyond that kind of things is a bit ridiculous. True now, right? Agree now, Susan, Ziting, right? Don't please. I mean, if your parents are demanding for A1 in this class, I'm sorry, I'm very strict to your face. Please, don't come in anymore. Okay, I want my student to learn in a very happy mood. Grade is definitely important, but I think it's the attitude. So if a leader, see, that's why I ask all of you, I think you all have a heart of gold. Because you hesitate, don't know what to do. Of course, you worry here and there, don't know how to console her or console him. Ziyi, you might say, okay lah, go home already lah. Why you did that? Which is nothing wrong. you can't do much because that is his family issue, but nothing wrong. But it's, as a leader, you by right, when you have friends like this, as a leader in the future, you have to use all your ability and capability to show as a good example of a leader, to show how to show your sympathy and empathy towards your team member or to your whoever it is. So Ziyi, Muke, and all of you listening, one day you are the parents, your 3 children come to you, they have 3 sets of problems, right? So what you need to do is that you have to have a listening ear. A leader must have a listening ear, a heart of gold, a clear mind. Your eyes cannot be biased. Okay, that is very important. And when you talk with good sense and encouragement works. Okay, I ever do that to my Jiarong. I ever do that to my daughter. Okay, when she got the result, she was from a girls' school. Jiarong, 听好啊. I'm not attacking you. Just happened to see your face here. When she got the PSL result, she went to NA. You know it's NA, NA, not express, because my whole families are all can study. So I was so fed up. One day I told her, you don't fit to be my daughter. You're worse than my daughter. Don't be my daughter. I know, Hao Xian, you're going to scold me. What kind of stupid father you are? You're really an idiot, Uncle Raymond. Yes, I am. I am. I am. I'm telling you. And after that, I regret. You see the words I come out, I cannot keep it. 对不对，嘉荣？我不可以说，我会收起来。我打他，我还可以用药膏擦他的假分数。After a while, I really went to her and I knelt down. 我跪下来跟她讲对不起，是 Daddy 的错。See, I do that. I even knelt down in front of my whole class. Because my whole class was so naughty or got complained, and somehow I'm a disciplined teacher, I knelt down in front of the whole class. Can you all please behave yourself? If you make the mistake, I as the leader, I as the teacher, I will share the same responsibility. And my whole class stay back, I stay back. Yibao, Hao Xuan, Ziyi, Zhonghen, the 4 of you will be going, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 of you will be going to national service. Join the army. Whether you are going to be army or in China or what, you will become an officer. The officer will not leave any single man behind in the battle zone. And this is true. Leave no man behind. In a war zone, you take care of every man. That is called leadership. Imagine if you are an officer, you brought 30 men to the war zone. 5 men got killed. 3 got captured. 3 injured. The rest left only a bit of bullets. What is your decision? To fight, to continue, or to surrender? You see? 一宝明白我意思吗？ Oh, this is a very, that's why you sympathize, empathize, or you see a nation at point. If you surrender, means you're all captured. True enough. And when you get captured, will the enemy do something back to you? Okay, so Yipao, can you read the next one? An example.
An example of leadership is a store manager leading the team to more sales. An example of leadership is the ability to take control of a situation and guide people. Now, the definition of leadership is the position of guiding a group or the ability to lead. Leadership can exist in both formal and informal groups.
Why this topic is very important, please take it seriously, Ziyi and all of you, because in 2 years' time, when you're doing your social study, this topic will 100% come up unless they change the syllabus. We need. As far as I know, for the next 2 years, I don't think they're changing the syllabus. So you're preparing in advance than the rest of your whole entire Sec 1 cohort. Not your classmate, Winnie. Not your classmate, Ziyi. Not your classmate, Muke. Your whole entire cohort. If you don't believe me, you can check with your senior who are doing social study and ask them, hey, you got do leadership in one of the chapters. Yes. And it's very important. All right. So you see, the situation has changed now. Even recently, my dream is to become a lawyer. Recently, I saw now lawyers have to take another 2 compulsory subjects, which is called IT. You know, it's IT, right? Last time, when you do law, you don't need to do IT like Zhonghen. Now, as a lawyer, you have to do IT. You know why? Because now we got scamming, scam hacker in the internet, right? Correct. We got digital signatures. You know, people can forge your digital signature, and all these must be under the law, correct? And this all lawyer must understand the AI, the artificial intelligence, the internet solutions, all these things. You have to change, you have to upgrade. Like I mentioned, all my topics that I'm teaching is definitely related in real life and in your future, especially the IT student. Don't take it like nothing. There's one topic came up. What is leadership? And you have to write about 500 words. Okay, trust me. So thank you, Yipa. A leadership is not just to show concern and ability to bring the people to top level and sales. A leadership is to walk the talk and show that you can be congeality, can be togetherness, cohesiveness. This is like your parents during the Chinese New Year, which is we are talking about 团年饭, reunion, right? 木个, right? You can see all gathering. Now open up. You can see people in my Facebook, my TikTok, and my Instagram. You can see, wow, finally I can celebrate Mother's Day, come my nephew's birthday, come my this day, all family. And now the best thing, my Malay relative can come to celebrate Hari Raya together. Last time had to be doing Zoom and then breakfast. Now they can come together. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are already the young leaders because you went through the 2 years of difficulties of COVID and make it through. As you can see, the Instagram and the TikTok, those people poor thing in Shanghai, and old people were so-called accidentally declared dead and then take it as a dead body, but they are not dead and the kind of things. What kind of leadership? So a leadership must be able to write down. Please write down. You must able to take stress. You have to write this down. You must be able to take stress. You know how much the 2 years, some of your parents might suddenly out of job, have a pay cut, the company is not doing well, but they 咬紧牙根 and go through this difficult time. I must stand up, salute to bow to all of you. Well done. Okay, this is what leadership. Lead everyone and don't expect return. Show how I perform. Leadership. That is what I come up my own. Next, what is an attitude and example? Ziyi, your turn. Muge, sorry, Ziyi. Muge, would you mind turn on your camera, please? Thank you, Muge. Yes, Ziyi, carry on.
The definition of an attitude is a way of feeling or acting towards a person, thing, or situation. Passion for a sport, dislike for a certain actor, and negativity toward life in general are each an example of an attitude. Now,
thank you. Muge, is there a problem with your camera? I feel very uncomfortable if nobody is turning on the camera because you told me your cameras cannot open because of the computer. I'll trust you. Now come back to attitude. This is where I told you the word attitude, the ATTITULDE will make up to 100. A is number 1, T is 20, 20. So 1 plus 20 plus 20 plus 15 plus 20 plus 17 plus 5 plus 4 will all add up to 100. So the word attitude is very important. Like just now you told me, right? Yeah. I don't know how to comfort him. I already got 89 marks, so good already. Why for comfort? Okay, please go home lah. Don't be negative. Maybe the mom want to scare him off to make sure that he study to improve. Or maybe it's true that the mom really want to really very enforce that he must score 90 marks. What is any different in 90 marks? I do that now. When I was doing I love history so much that I always look forward to score very high. If I don't score high, I really self-punish myself, okay, by doing what? Doing the corrections a few times for the essay that I did not make it. So is that a good thing? Well, maybe that's why today I'm able to teach my history and I actually affected my health, because I'm too perfect, it affects my heart. So it's good or no good? So attitude must be there. And please, why these 3 topics are linked together? Leadership, attitude, and empathy. To show a leader, not just maybe Hitler, we are talking about Hitler, Stalin, or Mao Zedong, or Xi Jinping, or Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Lee Kuan Yew, you name it. All the leaders definitely have one kind of attitude. Positive or not negative, depends on how you see it. But definitely they will show empathy. Even the North Korean leader will definitely have to show empathy. Because you know why not? You know why they have to show empathy?
why?
I ask you, what do you think? Why do you think they will, no matter how bad the leader or how good the leader or how angry or fierce or super bad leader, they will sure have some empathy. Why? We talk about 秦始皇啊 even 秦始皇这么凶猛，还有那个武则天啊 all these， 为什么他们有 empathy 呢？ Back to you, 子怡。
Because they create something very good.
What? Sorry, what very good?
Create, I think.
Create a thing. What thing, sorry?
I don't really sure.
Use your Chinese to say Mandarin.
It's like 像是什么是 empathy 啊？
什么是什么
？empathy。
empathy 是什么啊？所以解释给他听。嘉荣 empathy 是什么 ？Can somebody translate into Chinese？ 同情还是什么 ？Anyone? To show them to feel the person's emotion. That's what written there, right? Anyone? No? 一宝
Can I say?
Sorry?
This is what I think.
Okay, say 啦。
可以感觉到或可以想到别人在脑袋里想什么。
所以他的感受对吗？我同情他的感受啊。Something like that, right? Okay. 木哥 what do you think, 木哥 Thank you, 子毅。木哥 what do you think? Are you there, 木哥
Yes, I'm here.
麻烦你 turn on your camera. What do you think about this? What 子毅 say? 为什么就算一个霸道的 leader 啊，像武则天、秦始皇、汉武帝这些，还是曹操啊 ？Okay, we think about 曹操，you know who is 曹操来中文？we know is 曹操来。就算这种恶霸的人，曹操、刘备、关羽、张飞 ，all these are leader 啊。为什么他们会 show empathy 呢？木哥。
因为他们
跟对的答案。
personality。
对 ，what kind of personality？ 为什么他们会这样呢？就算他们多坏，他们也有一个同情心啊，还有感受的心。为什么？你看曹操啊，当他那个关羽的时候，你看他死掉的时候，他还做一个吊丧给他 ，right？ 还有关羽是讲情的，看他曹操回来的时候，他本来是可以抓住曹操，可是他放他走，他是有情有义、有忠有孝的人，这是关羽。为什么这么讲义气的人都会有一些分量 the some ingredients of empathy. This is what I want you all to know. Okay, don't worry, Muka. I think maybe today I'm not in the right frame of mind. It's okay. Don't worry, don't stress yourself. Because, ladies and gentlemen, 他们是人血腥肉做的。They are born with blood and flesh. Agree or not? Really? As long as you are a human, you have blood and flesh, you will show the empathy. Agree? 子婷, you agree with me? Right? As long as you are humans, you have blood and flesh, you will feel it. If you are a cold-blooded animal, then I don't say that, but you are a warm-blooded animal, you feel no matter how it is, there will be something that will touch your heart. So leaders also have their weak point. That empathy might change the whole entire, because they want to attack, then suddenly they saw something bad, they stop the war, whatever it is. So sometimes we leader must be very strong fast, and we must be very, okay, 一就是一，二是就二, but it's very hard, okay? Right? So we're going to talk about this passage here. We talk about, read the text about how the Wright brothers carry out the first successful flight. Some of the lines are correct, some have a word that shouldn't be there. Write these words in the box next to the line. If the line is correct, put a tick. And then if it's not necessary, like the first two is done for you, okay? Airplanes have changed the ways people travel in. So have. So take away the have. That means airplanes change the way people have. It's a bit different from your normal editing. This is a so-called a TOEFL and SATs paper. When people do this exam, is to go for overseas to study in that countries. So the second one is the same like the editing in the Express and NA. That's nothing wrong with the sentence. Therefore, you put a tick. But if it's not necessary, then you take out the word. Okay, so you can start doing it now. I think some of you have printed out, that will be good. But if you have done it, then please redo again, because this is the formula. I mean, this is the format. I will go through the answer later. Okay, let's go. Okay, Muka and Ziyi, and since I can't see you, all of you, please start doing this. So number 3, is it a tick or is it certain word need to take out? If you need to take out, then you take out and then put at the box there. If it's a tick, then you just put a tick. Excuse me, this one, thanks Ziyi. This one, Chonghan, is definitely more than 2 tick. You know the editing is only 2 tick. But this one can be 5 tick, can be 6 tick, can be 3, more than 2. So don't just choose all. Some of them can be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, ready, go. I go to the restroom for a while. Okay, thank you. Okay? All finished. If you are done, please show the thumbs up. This one is a bit different from your editing. The editing, you have to change the past, present, future tense, or you have to change the whatever words, things like that. But this one is to take out the words. You tell me later, Hao Xuan, you prefer your own editing in Singapore one or this one? Okay, all of you. Yipao, you finish already? You prefer this one or your school one? Huh? I didn't hear you.
Which one? Like
you prefer this type of editing or the school editing?
my school editing is like the whole thing. Then but it's like similar to yours.
But this one is it easier or yours is easier?
Your one easier.
Oh really? Okay.
You can help me see it.
Okay, let's see how well you score for this. Okay, Ziyi and Muka, I think you're also doing this as well, right? Okay, can I go through the answer? Thank you, Ziyi. Muka, are you done? Susan, are you done? Ziting, are you done? Zhonghen done? Jiarong done? No. Winnie done?
I don't understand.
You don't understand?
Yeah.
Then you just now you don't ask me, yeah. You see, for example, if you think you need to take out the over, you take out over, so does it make sense? Form of travel just long distance. Get me now? So if you think this whole sentence nothing wrong, you just put a tick. So if you think that you don't think that need the ad, right? You just take out the ad. So does it make sense? Aviation start the beginning of the 20th century. I think no need to put ad, then you put the ad on. It's a bit different. So learning a language must use different ways to get used to it. Sorry, to feel the things. All right. So Winnie, where are you now? I give you a while. Winnie, don't stress. Winnie, please don't stress. Okay. I will have more of this type along the way. Okay, so this is just a warm up. Anyway, this is good. While Winnie is doing, don't mind I talk. This is also about leadership, right? Correct. Right. Because they empathy people not to fly travel. Because by traveling overseas too long by ship, they feel the thing will get spoiled, right? The long journey, people will get seasick. So they want to come up the right attitude to make the plane, correct? I think first time they fly, second time they fly, third time they fly, they feel right, correct? I agree with Susan. I think in life there are a lot of failures. Then finally the right brothers come out today. We have, wow, spaceship. And China has sent 3 astronauts out of the Earth. But 嘉荣，可是还是看不到嫦娥嘞。他们不是说嫦娥在月亮哦，他躲去哪里啊？那个 rabbit 都没有看到。OK。Winnie, okay? You still need some time, Winnie? Okay, ready? Can I go through the answer? Muka, may I have your permission to go through the answer, Muka? Okay, thank you. 谢谢你。来，我们来 look at the answer. I need someone to read. May I have Winnie Tete? Let's go. 1 to 10.
Airplanes have changed the way people traveled in the 20th century. Flying has become the dominant form of travel over long distances. The era of aviation started at the beginning of the 20th century, when two brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, built the first functioning airplane. At the time, people could build gliders, but nobody could make a plane fly and make a plane with an engine fly. Every attempt failed and planes crashed. In 1903, the Wright brothers built a model plane in their bicycle shop and tested it in a wind tunnel, which they also built themselves.
Thank you. Well read. Well done, Winnie. So now you understand. Sometimes when we write this type of English ourselves, sometimes we find it certain word redundant. And this is where one way of testing. I think this is the first time you're doing it. It's a good to feel that you say, oh, I didn't know. No need to put just over. No. Over can already. I don't think I no need to put build them. No. Build the first functioning plane can already. And then I realized that no need to put wow. At that time, people could build. No need to put wow. 多此一举，画蛇添足. Right? So this is something that is good for you to read through, to understand, and feel that certain words, sometimes when you put you think it's correct, but it's not necessary. I myself, Uncle Raymond also do that. So with this little practice, you'll feel that, oh, now you understand. And it's very good now, children, to do it for your summary writing skill. Definitely. Thank you, Winnie, for your this. And Mooka, are you ready to read? Are you okay to read? If not, I can get someone to read. Okay, Zhiting, today I don't ask you to read because you're having a bad sore throat. But actually, you got your essay, so I'll read for you. Okay? Mooka, are you ready? Number 13. And here, number 12. Mooka. Then? No? 3, 2, 1. Mooka, are you ready? No? Songhan, let's go.
Where?
It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then
Then?
they often hated.
No, because the word taken out, right? So you don't read the word already. But what Winnie, you are well done. Winnie 不见了. Winnie, where are you? Okay, carry on.
Then they headed to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, a place.
Now it's North Carolina.
Caroline.
No,
place.
North Carolina.
North
Oh, Carol. Da, 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 da. Oh, Carol. No, North Carolina. One more time.
North Carolina.
No, liner. Okay, North Carolina, a place.
A place which was known for its strong winds. The plane called the Flyer had an old engine and wooden propellers. On the cold December days, Orville climbed into the plane and started the engine.
Okay,
After
see, it's actually nothing wrong, Zhonghen, and has started the engine also nothing wrong, right? Okay, by right, it should be climbed into the plane and had started. Had, H-A-D. It's definitely past perfect tense because the actions has been totally, completely done deal. Because of the action done, that's why today we have aeroplane. We call it aeroplane or airplane. Both cannot. Aeroplane is British, airplane is American. Cannot. Okay, both actually accepted lah. Correct. But just like the child and the kid, remember the child and the kid, mom and mother. Okay, thank you. Let's carry on, please.
Rolling on the ground for a few seconds, the plane finally took off and stayed in the air for 12 seconds long. 12 seconds. It became the first flight in aviation history.
In aviation history.
Aviation history.
Okay, so aviation means in the air, aeroplane. Okay, so now you have to take note now. Why you say that air? You see, I'm sorry, The plane finally took off and stayed in the air for 12 seconds. In the air, even for 12. This even is 多此一举. But how about this one? I got my student ask, hey, uncle, can what? The plane finally took off and stayed in the air for 12 seconds long. What's wrong? That means this long tell you that the plane has been like that 12. No need already. Because when you say stay, the keyword stay in the air 就是跟你讲在那边这样排巡着、徘徊着，这样 travel 咯。你还跟那个 long 做什么？画蛇添足，多此一举。我说 yeah, true 啊。Okay, so sometimes you understand. So these are little things that sometimes we ourselves will make that kind of grammatical mistake. Well, nothing wrong, but this is how it works. Okay, children, yeah, our two lovely classmates have read this, and well, of course, it's time for you to tell me how many marks you score. Yes, 100. How many?
20.
18 ah?
20.
Wow, well done. So I think you take MOE editing, you take this one, the TOEFL American test. Well done. Are you okay, Yipao? No, okay.
Sleepy.
Sleepy ah? Ayo. Okay. Okay, because of Yipao, can all of us stand up and do some exercise? We need to look at me, 笑啊！我刚刚吃饱就要做 exercise， 你头脑进水啊，各位们。Okay. How about you? How Shane also tired ah? Okay, understand ah. Remember the suffering that you have now is going to bring you a lot of rewards when you get older. Agree not? Right? Zhonghan, you agree? Ziyi, you agree with me? Ziyi, show me a picture. Ziyi, you agree? Ziyi. The suffering that you disagree ah? Why? 先苦后甜这句话你没有听过咩？难道你要整天都吃甜的？哎，天下没有不劳而获的东西耶，没有。
先苦后甜，先做苦，然后就会感受到甜。
对啦，你那里世上哪有 free lunch 的 ？No such thing as free lunch 的，对吗？你父母亲、你爷爷奶奶也是过了很多辛辛苦苦，还有今天这样的一个美丽的家园。OK， 不说多了，咱们来玩一个游戏吧。来 ，I like this. Come. 子婷 last week we did not. Oh, 子婷 cannot read now. Okay, so Uncle Raymond read lah. Aspiration is a hope or ambitions of achieving something, one desire that they can do. 15 words. You count, please, if you count. My aspiration is to be able to score and do well in school by studying hard and studying smart, thus making my parents proud and feel good. Get a good job when I grow up and be able to financially support my family, my future family. Awesome, beautiful. I like this word, future family. So that my children are educated kids. I would prefer that so that my children are well educated will do. And will do well and furthermore will do well and get a good paid jobs with a good income, definitely. But to be honestly, whether you got a good degree, you can find a good job, depends. Doesn't mean you graduate as a lawyer, as a doctor, as an engineer, architect, or teachers. Sometimes you might get good pays, depends on where you're landed in, which country, which place. Okay, but definitely education is the paramount important in your life. So I also hope that I would be a good parent and educate my children well and respect well with respect so that people respect them when they become adult. Yes, I think respect is earned, not respect is given. If I give you my respect because I just give you, but you don't earn my respect. Take note, respect is earned. You earn people respect because you did a lot of good things, right? Okay, all these you have to take notes. It's kind of involved in your poems as well in literacy. Thank you. Well said. Well, my aspirations today. Next, what is my inspirations? All these add up to 100 words today. All these add up to 100 words. Really? Exactly 100. I didn't count. I trust you. Maybe I count later. Next, inspiration means the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. I'm inspired to learn from Albert Einstein. Although he has dyslexia, you see, when he was younger, he did not give up on studying and contributing to the work. Although his teachers were very upset with him and often reprimanded him, and he was not discouraged. This is a very true fact. Okay, this is a very true fact. If any teacher will come and tell you, Hao Xuan, you're a clown, you're stupid, you're this, Hao Xuan, don't take his word seriously. Okay? Because at the end of the day, your parents will know who you are. Okay, I don't think any parents would say their own children, you're stupid, you're a clown, or what. No. Seriously. Maybe out of anger they said it, but by right should not say that. As a teacher, as a mentor, as an educator, your words, choice of word is very important. If you use the wrong word, you're going to destroy the student's future career. So think of what you say. 三思而后行啊，这句话讲得非常有道理。Think twice before you speak. Despite those challenges he faced, he persevered and made a lot of contribution to the world by inventing the, what is that? Gas absorption heat pump. Okay, I don't really know about that, seriously. Einstein refrigerator, oh really? And many more respectable inventions. Thanks to you today, I realized that. I only know E equal to MC squared. Although he died, that's the thing I know, okay, I'm so sorry. And of course, the atomic bomb. He died after a blood vessel burst near his heart in 1955. By right, you know that he was being diagnosed with some problem, but he refused to go for further checkup, and he believed that if it's time to go, he will go. He don't believe in prolonged life. Surprisingly, for a person to say that, when you're talking about physics here, people still remember him and still respect him, though he died a long time ago. I can tell you today, next time your son, your grandson, your great-grandson, as long as you can live throughout this entire earth life, Albert Einstein will be an icon for all of us. Be it Thomas Edison's, Albert Einstein, Beethoven's, you name it, these are all the famous people because of their aspiration, inspirations. And you also can be the leader in that particular, which is why, look here, motivations. Motivation is a reason, what is that word? For acting or behaving in a particular way. I study hard and pay attention in class to make my parents proud. So instead of putting proud here, that's before that you're putting a proud. I make my parents feel being honored to have me as their daughter. They work night and day to earn, can you put the earn up the thing to put the EKE? Okay, to eat a living. Do you know this word? I think I showed you before, right? Zhonghen, have I told you before EKE, right? To eat a living. To support my family, despite that, they still save up money to let me go for tuition enrichment class to let me study. The thing, what your parents do for you, you will do for your next generation as well. Because ultimately, when you go older and more matured, you know that education is definitely the best gift to your next generation. Seriously. So that I can do well in my study and go for university to get a diploma for a higher income. University is university, diploma is diploma. So the diploma actually can take away so that I can do well in my study and go for a good university for a higher income. So the diploma can take away. Thus, I want to study hard and get a good job. For them, who is the them? For my parents to be proud of me. For me, to be able to take good care of them when they are old, to repay back their kindness, it's called filial piety. Okay, 孝顺. Filial piety. I think some of you may not know this word. In case, all right, filial piety, 孝顺. All right, so where am I? Okay, for me to be able to take good care, repay, and not just send them to old folks' home. Yes. I mean, sorry, Ziting and the rest of you Yi Bao, Winnie, Ziyi, Mu Ge, Hao Xuan, Jiarong, Susan, Zhonghen. By right, it's not nice to send your parents or my parents or ourselves to old folks' home. But sometimes, because of certain circumstances, we do not have the professionals, people to take care of parents. We never know, right? I have friends who their parents got stroke. No choice, they have to send them to the old folks' home because they have to make a living. So when they go out to work, their parents are at home. Nobody take care of her or take care of him. It depends on mothers. Then when they want to change the pamper, they need to eat, they need to bathe, they need to take some, turn their you cannot sleep on the bed like one position. You must turn here and there so that the body will not be aching and very stiff. So no choice, they have to send to old folks home. Agree not, right? Rather than what happened, you leave them at home because they put certain, then what happened, anything happened that she or he at home fell down and hurt himself and bye-bye. So it all depends. Sometimes it's nothing wrong to send the old folks home. Depends on children, depends on situations. All right, because we are talking about VIA and CCE here, and they might come out in some of the oral questions. It depends on what kind of family background. So thank you, Ziding. So this is your essay, right, Ziding? So these are the 3 essays that she wrote using the introductions. All right. Oh, very tired, very tired. Can this Susan read the first one for me? Are you sure? I drink some water. Huh? Susan, please.
You mean the are you sure about this?
Yeah, that one paragraph. Thank you.
Are you sure about this? I whispered timidly as I followed my friends into the menacing-looking house, surrounded by dead trees and plants. The windows were dark and filled with shadows that play tricks on your eyes. There were even cobwebs on the roof and on the window.
So there is the dialogue. The D, remember the DATE, there's a dialogue or there's an atmosphere, you can call it, okay, the atmosphere or dialogue. We are using A, there's an atmosphere, there's an interesting story to talk about it, and motivating is that the windows and all these things, and then the last sentence, there were even cobwebs on the roof and on the windows. You kind of want to make the reader to continue to read on the second paragraph. Hey, what happened? Is it really a haunted house? Or this house is not really haunted, but people make it haunted so that people will not come, whatever reason. Is there a hidden treasure in this house, something like that? Thank you. Jiarong, can you read the second one, please? No, I don't want, sorry. I want Hao Xuan, can you read the second one, please? Hao Xuan?
Yes, you've lost the bet. Don't chicken out now. My friends taunted as they pushed me into the haunted house. The front door creaked open. Hesitantly, I stepped into the house. Dust and cobwebs filled what seems like the living room. With every cloud of swirling vapor, the house seemed to be breathing deeply, like a dragon with smoking nostrils.
Okay, thank you. Because this was today just I received it, but I haven't really marked. This seems to be past tense. Okay, thank you so much. May I have Yi Bao?
Yes, hi.
Yeah.
Stay in here. Stay in here for 1 hour. After that, we'll come to get you. My friends,
Slamming.
Slamming the door shut. I go, knowing that I was going to regret this later.
Okay, so I'm not sure, Ziting, this one are 3 different paragraphs or one story? This one is 1 paragraph, 1 story, or 3 different paragraphs for the introductions?
3 different paragraphs.
Okay, thank you. So 3 different ideas to start a story. What is the title of the story again? Wait, let me stop sharing. What is the title of story? It's supposed to be here. Is it number 1?
Yeah.
Number 1, is it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Number 1, So I would like to see you continue. Excuse me. I'd like to see you continue for the next few paragraphs. Okay. Thank you. Gia Rong.你的 handwriting 哦，我跟你讲哦，不好看，只是非常好看而已。You all agree, right? Better than your handwriting, right? 好，中恒。no 啦 no 啦 no 啦。Okay, okay, okay, angry, don't get angry, 中恒。
Better than my teacher.
Huh? Sorry? His handwriting, her handwriting is very neat, very nice. Seriously, very good.
Yeah, and it's better than my teacher's handwriting.
Oh, you see, 听好哦 better than his teacher handwriting 哎，哇，你最高境界了，嘉荣。And I hope, honestly, your story is very plain and simple. Not much excitement, but your handwritings really make it difference. Ready? Wait. Walking past,
Walking past a condo where I used to
stay.
there a past few years ago, it always reminds me of my neighbor. How I wish that I could go back that Sunday afternoon, and how I wished that I was brave.
Enough. Sorry, because when I was writing that time, my this stupid pen cannot write on my laptop. So I changed my battery because then I can't do anything. Then I start to use this. It's my fault. You gave me your homework quite a few days ago already. But I was marking only an hour ago, so my fault. Back when I
was primary 3, I met a neighbor called May through a birthday party. Despite May being rude to me, I ignored her
don't
as she
ignore it 啦，你讨厌他也不要当做他是禽兽嘛。Ignore it. It is for animal. 哎，宝贝，你要讨厌他也不要写到这么明显。I ignore it. Hello. Correct now. Imagine I'm the teacher 中文 is yeah, okay, I can understand why you call her it. 畜生。开玩笑哈，嘉荣 ，okay, carry on. No, when I mark, I was laughing. I was saying, ignore it. Then I will read on. Oh, understand why you call her it 啦。你不相信啊？浩璇、子婷、怡宝、子毅、木哥、Winnie and Susan, you don't believe When I finish reading marking, I also don't like the girl. Seriously, I feel like carry on 嘉荣。
as she was my only friend I could talk to.
这么可怜咩？真的吗？这个故事是真的还是假的？真的啊？真的啊？
Yeah.
在中国啊？
No, Singapore.
哦，你跟我讲，我叫兄弟把他，你跟我讲，我去叫兄弟去绝交他，真是的。哦，子毅，哦 ，sorry， 子毅，不可以这么冲动。阿弥陀佛。OK， 开玩笑。Really 啊，got this type of friend， 哎呀，有 poor thing 啊，嘉荣。Get alive 啦 ，no more people 啦 ，no these girls are more。May 是假的名字了哦。
呀。
啊，聪明了，不要写真名啊，不然等一下 uncle 勒索你啊，我拿去给他。OK，carry on。
On the Sunday afternoon, May came and pushed my house door without anyone's permission and called me, "Do you want to go swimming with me, Tom?"
You become Tom 啊？你换姓啊？ Can't you just change? Do you want to come swimming with me, Jenny? How can a boy and a girl go swimming together? Not right there. Someone primary 3 there. Susan. Oh, agree now, Susan? How Shen? Yibao. Oh, primary 3 no. One boy and one girl primary 3 go swimming deep pool. 没有大人在，成何体统啊！哎呀，真是 OK 开玩笑。Susan is like, oh, correct what? Susan correct primary 3 there. Will you want your son primary 3 and another neighbor primary 3 to go swimming alone? No way, man. No way. Okay, carry on, Jiarong. I'm just pulling your leg. Carry on.
Just when I was about to shake my head undoubtedly, May's eyes continually scanning on me like a hungry tiger.
I can imagine that. Look here. Have a seat. What are you gonna? It's not like the Darth Vader. Want to go Luke Skywalker. Yeah, up and down. You know what I mean? 中文 like 要不要去？中文，你敢不去啊？Okay, carry on. I like the way I imagine. Okay, carry on.
Thus, I nodded reluctantly. I changed into my swimsuit and followed May to the 38th floor.
Wow, nice view, 38th floor swimming pool. Hey, can I go to your house? I also want to go to 38th floor and swim there. Whoa! Okay, carry on. But I swim alone. After people 我的粉丝来，等一下很难搞啊。中恒 what's your problem? Why cannot, man? Carry on. 嘉荣
Looking
at
at
the
Chestnut swimming pool, it sent shivers down my spine. But May, I don't know how to swim. I speak softly. I can teach you. Just jump into the water first and watch me swim. May replied with an evil smile on the face. I wanted to reject her kindness, but it seemed really disappointing if I have to reject me.
For goodness sake, everyone, Yibao and Ziyi and Muga, please, if you are not paying attention, please put your handphone or whatever aside. Pay attention here. Very serious. I'm telling you, Jiarong, thank you for putting this line after this. If you are doing that in your O level or in your exam, this line are not supposed to write. Do you know that? Okay? 不用跟我神子哦，不要跟我讲环保啊。Okay? You're not supposed to write after this line there. You know, like in the full scan. Don't ever do that. There are some teachers will just cancel off. Trust me. Okay? So don't make it a habit. Once you finish here already, you see, just move on to the next page and ask for more paper to write. Never, never. Muka, Ziyi, if you can hear me, thumbs up. Don't ever write this on the last line of this page. Thank you. Carry on, my dear. Thank you, Ziyi.
I then took a deep breath, took out my courage and jumped into the pool like a confident child.
The way you talk on original courage, I took a deep breath, took my courage and jumped. 你都已经怕了。Carry on.
What I did not know was the swimming pool was more than 2 meters deep. I struggled. I tried lifting myself to get enough air while looking at May laughing at me, with no sense of helping me. May, help me, I screamed. As expected, I ran out of breath. I started drinking the pool's water.
And you should put this. I started drinking the pool of water until the whole pool of water was gone. People swimming in the pool were so angry with me. Say, girl, now no water to swim already lah. You drink all the water. How to swim? Okay, just kidding. You become a hippopotamus. Look at Zhonghe laughing at you already. Okay, Jiarong, carry on. And couldn't even open my eyes.
I used my hands to touch the corners of the pool.
Finally, never start the sentence with A and D. I told all of you before. Never. If you don't believe, ask your teacher. You will be penalized by starting a sentence with N. So finally, I did. Okay, use word like that. Eventually, finally. Okay, immediately I did. Carry on. I managed. So should be past tense also. Open, sorry. To climb on the surface.
I managed to climb on the surface without May's help. As I took my towel and stomped to the lift, May rushed towards the lift and blocked me from using it as she knew I was pissed off. Loser, giving up on swimming.
So happy. If people call you loser, you still laugh. Wow, 中恩，你这种朋友很好嘞，给人家欺负还笑，呀，loser，很讨厌，请你让开，我要下去了，拜拜。我跟你讲I think Winnie, if this kind of friend, I think what will you do? I'll give her that 2 side or what? Move away, right? 你还这么好呀咯，中恩，给了 loser, give up swimming so quickly, May teased me. Without a second thought, I decided to walk down to the stairs, all the way to level 2. My goodness, you think what? You Spider-Man, can't you just walk down 2 levels and then take the lift? Why you so dumb?
The door cannot open. They all lock it. I don't know why.
And then you pour 哦，你当做是减肥了哦，从38楼跑下去2楼，哇，你真行哎，怪不得你现在这么瘦，开玩笑。Okay, carry on.
When I reached home,
Mother.
mother shocked that I came back within half an hour. I kept quiet as usual, hoping that May wouldn't find me again. I finally escaped from her.
From that day onward, I decided not to have this type of friends who are risking my life. It was indeed the title. You never answered the title. It was indeed a time when I feel extremely frightened that I nearly lost my life due to a friend that I trust so much. And by the way, for goodness sake, don't ever let me catch any one of you to do these type of things. Okay, the examiner will be Ziyi and Muka. If you are listening, please take note. Never do this type of things. I got one student like to do this. Cancel and then put an E on top. Cancel the whole words and rewrite again. Never do this type of things. You will confirm penalize mark. Confirm. If it's not your teacher, I will penalize mark. I'm very particular in this type of things. This is called untidiness. This is called not motivated to write properly. Imagine 我有一个华文字啊，叫做幸福的福啊，里面是一个口对吗？跟一个田对吗？如果我把那个口变成甜甜，然后我 cancel 掉那个口，那个甜放在一个口旁边，是不是很难看？如果一个华文字旁边我有一个是耳朵边，我改成一个语文边说话的字 ，cannot no。我们古代祖先发明文字就是很端正、很 professional 的，不要给我们后代弄得乱七八糟。All these are ancients, our ancestors who create handwritings with the writings. Please don't tarnish it, please. Do a proper job. They give us the language to learn and do it professionally. Don't do these type of things. The way you do like that is you are not showing interest at all. But I'm not referring to you, Jiarong. Okay, I'm just giving a since you are bringing that. So please do it nicely, not against anybody I don't like. Okay, but Jiarong, understand the ending. Okay, you must bring up the link back the questions. Okay, you will pass this essay to be honest, but not in a very high mark. But it's a good start, Jiarong. It's a good start from your handwriting, from the way you're creative. You definitely SSD. Slowly, surely, and definitely you will pass. Okay. Thank you for sharing this. Somebody sent something. Secret society. Yeah. Who is the secret society? Singapore cannot talk secret society. Please. 我是开玩笑的。就一个人呢。中恒，天下的妈妈都是一样的。天下的妈，你要中恒跟我讲主任，他要把这首歌这个用唱的。Okay, so Yi Bao and Hao Xuan will be doing the electric guitar and drum. Okay, ready? Okay, and Winnie will be playing the piano. Okay, so 中恒 are you ready to sing? 我们大家洗耳动听，开始。1 minute later. 2 minutes later. Let's go.
You have given me life and shown me the light whenever darkness came to me. Taught me how to be strong enough to fight and the difference between the right and wrong. When there is a problem, you always stay with me and guide me along the path. You gave me support and trust, the strongest and most helpful you have ever gave. Now I'll be proud to say Happy Mother's Day. You are the best of the proud and the top of the rest.
I can tell you from these things that you wrote now, I can tell you your mom is 真的是爱你到无微不至，用心良苦。Your mom is really go the extra mile to love you as what you are today. Thank you. Only one poem, the rest never all prospect. Thanks, Ziyi. Hey, all clap, please. All clap. Well done. All clap. So only Zhong Hen send out this Mother's Day poem. I actually expect all of you to hand in, but I don't know why nobody want to hand in. I feel a bit upset now. Okay. So a quick one. Luca, are you there? Can you read to the class? Happy Mother's Day. Sometime. Are you ready?
Oh,
Sometime.
yes. Sometimes you get discouraged because I am so small and always leave my fingerprints on furniture and walls.
You see the small and the walls, it rhymes. Carry on. Good. Carry on. Yeah, Muka, carry on.
But every day I'm growing, I will be grown someday, and all those tiny handprints will surely fade away. So here's a little heart pin, just so you can recall exactly how my fingers looked when I was very small.
Yeah. You realize that when you're a baby, that time you would like to draw on your mommy's daddy wall, your fingerprints, you play all the arts, then you start to have fingerprint all over your house. But sometimes you'll be a permanent in your handprint. But as the day goes by older, when Muka and the rest of you, you become adult already, you move out of the house or you stay with some with your beloved husband or wife, then the parents will look at this. This is little handprint of Yi Bao, Hao Xuan, Zi Yi, Zi Ting, Susan, Jia Rong, Zhong Hen, and Muge, and Winnie. Okay, so this is a very touching point. Even it's a very simple one, but it kind of can resonate that when we were young, how we do it with our mommy's daddy wall, but leave out a very memorable handprint. Okay, can I have Hao Xuan? No, sorry, can I have Jia Rong?
Marvelously overflowing with love and touching the heart of everyone she reaches.
Mother, well done. Thank you. This one no need to read. It's like a children raise out. This is from the Bible, okay? So next, last but not least, Yi Bao, your turn.
My mother, my friend so dear. What? Throughout my life, you're always near. A tender smile to guide my way. You're the sunshine to light my day.
Awesome. Okay, last one. Okay, I'm going to be testing you on this one. So this one must show you before we end the lesson. Let me choose, where's my lesson now? Okay, this is the one we're talking about here, right? That you're supposed to do. And then this is the one I will send to you next lesson. That you guys must do your best. No need to remember, but do your best if you can. Where is my, give me a minute. I found it. So many files open, so sorry. Now this is the one we are talking about collective nouns. Okay, a collective nouns. So it's tested this month. Collective noun is a name, a group of people, animals, or things grouped together and taken into account as one unit. So a collective noun names are given here. So remember, if you say an army of soldiers, if you see the S here, but it's definitely is, okay? Because it's not unless you say two group of army, then you will say are. So just remember all this here that I'm going to give it to you next lessons. By right, you guys have to, like, for example, I might be testing you. So for example, where is it? So for example, if I take away this word here, okay, and then I put a blank here. See, why cannot move on? Okay, then you have to fill in an elite of special force. So if I take away a herd of cows, you have to put for me a herd of cows. Okay, so this is your homework. Because by right, you see there's 1 page, 2 page, so many to learn. All you need to do is I will be selective, maybe a couple of them for you. Then after that, your job is to complete a sentence. A company of actors will be coming to our school to perform during Teachers' Day. A choir of singer will be coming to the church to perform a Christmas carol. Okay, a herd of cows was seen grazing in the field when a missile struck, something like that. A hive of bees attacked a group of children nearby the park. Okay, get it? Understand? Hao Xuan, you understand? Winnie, you understand? You understand? So this is the collective nouns. I'm going to send it to all of you later on. Okay, so those of you who have not hand in your essay, please do hand in. And those of you who have not hand in your AIMS, please continue to hand in. And those of you who have done the, like Ziting, you already have done the introductions, continue the story, choose one of them and continue. Thank you so much. Jiarong, you have done your essay already. So yeah, I leave it to you whether you want to continue your conclusion or not. Okay, it'll be good. And thank you, Susan, for handing the homework when you redo your correction. I saw your homework. Thank you so much, Susan. So Susan, in future, or anyone of you, if you have any school English homework not sure or things like that, please scan and give it to me and let me go through it. All right.